Good morning, everyone. My face is a long way from what it was yesterday. I am burning the candle at both ends at the moment in terms of work, but that is me not in any way, shape or form complaining. I'm having such a lovely time, but the sleep is not coming as freely as it should be. But I had such a lovely day yesterday. It was an actual dream come true for me. I was like, it honestly felt like I was home, and I don't get that feeling very often because I often feel quite uncomfortable places, but Time is one of those like venues, hotels, restaurants, experiences that for me is everything I want when I'm going to stay somewhere. I just think that it's honestly what they've achieved is incredible, and they are the loveliest family. If you're ever there and you get to meet any of the members of the family, the son works as the head chef. The daughter is basically the creative brain behind a lot of the decisions with the brands, and then Karen, the mum, who is for me the epitome. She really is. If you were to see English country grandmother, she's an English country grandmother to be. If you looked it up in the dictionary, you would find her name, and she really is. Like, even yesterday, what she was wearing, it couldn't have been more perfect. She was in a white linen dress with the most perfect delicate green shirt just draped over her shoulders. She had tortoise shell sunglasses on, a beautiful coral lip, and honestly, she is just incredible, absolutely incredible. And they had a really difficult day yesterday. I was really blessed them. The show really did have to go on for them, and they soldiered through like absolute troopers, and she was just amazing. And for me, I actually got so much time, especially into the evening, to speak to Karen myself and spend a lot of time with her, and I was such a fangirl. It was unbelievable. And one of the things I've been saying to her is, like, I would love to see more of you online, because who she is as a person is magical. She's so creative. All of the illustrations that you see from the Bertioli collections, to the menus, to they do like little recipe cards in your rooms. They are all hand illustrated by Karen herself. She's an incredible artist, and I know I've told you this before, but I collect every single piece that I get given whenever I go to Time. I am that fangirl. I'll show you the ones that I took this time. And obviously we were there for the launch of the Veg Patch Collection, but one of the things that I was mainly interested in, because I may start work on our spare bedrooms myself, I'm not sure yet. I'd like to tackle the front bedroom and the bathroom, this time with proper planning. I know I've tried it in the past, just to get things moving. And one thing I want to do is incorporate so much more of Karen's work, the Bertioli fabrics, into our house. I've literally been checking the website every single day because I just love everything. I think in the bedroom that I'm thinking about it for, either the fern or the oak leaf, but for our kitchen, they're going to be launching the Veg Patch Collection as well, and I would love to have maybe some cushions or something like that in our kitchen as well. So I'm very, very excited about that. Anyway, it was a wonderful day of I spent time with Paula from Hill House Vintage. Finally, you know that there's, like we were saying to each other at the end, there are certain people that you look for on the list of events, and she is always one that I look for. And today is another very, very lovely day planned with Gemma from the Country Flower Company, from Hello Petal. We are potting up some bits for around the house. I'm wearing eyeliner today because eyeliner is the one thing that is able to make me look a little bit more awake. But yeah, so we've got some pots going in, and the whole vibe and theme is kind of like a Tuscan theme, which makes me very happy. You know, the one thing I really want to do is get to Tuscany this summer, although I actually looked at my diary last night and I just don't know how I'm gonna do it. I mean, we've got some dates set aside, but it is exceptionally busy at the moment, and I never want to moan, and I never want to be one of those people that I'm so busy, because I'm a work smart, I've always said it, I'm a work smart, not hard kind of person, but there's just so much, because the world is really going back to normal now. I say this last month, it really feels like life before pre-COVID, but it's lovely because it's life pre-COVID with the lessons of COVID that we learned, and that feels a bit like a gift. I mean, I try and put a positive spin on the last 2 years as much as I possibly can. And I wouldn't take the time back if I could, because I just think that it was hard and it was brutal at times, but even as somebody who lost someone that they loved in the thick of probably my most difficult time, I wouldn't take it back, because obviously I'd take that person back any day of the week. But the lessons that were learnt and the lifestyle changes, I was talking to someone the other day when we were in Baku, sorry about my voice, I spoke too much last night. When I was in Baku, and they were sort of like, is that sort of the inspiration by you kind of rebranding and making different decisions? And I was like, yes, pretty much. My whole outlook and the things that I valued in life shifted. Whereas before I valued being on the important press trips, I valued being on the right campaigns, and those are all really valid things to value, but they defined me as a person, and I'm not defined by those things anymore. I'm actually defined by the people I choose to surround myself with, the way I choose to spend my life, the way that I treat people, and that is really important to me. And so that's kind of a bit of a debrief, but anyway, such a rambler. I'm gonna get my makeup finished because my battery is flashing at me, and hopefully I'm gonna look a little bit presentable. I think I might do a bun today so that my hair is out of my face. I don't know. What's my hair looking like? Can I get away with it? Oh, I think I might be able to get away with it down. I'll give it a bit of a zhuzh, but yes, a day spent faffing in the house doing wonderful things, and then tomorrow my best friend comes home about bloody time. She's been on holiday with her boyfriend in St. Lucia, and not that I'm jealous, but give me my best friend back. I've missed her so much. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do on this day? Oh. Okay, we are dressed and ready for the day, and this is my outfit. I'm wearing my little wrap shirt dress from the shirt company. I thought I'd go for the navy one because obviously we're going to be doing some things with pots and plants and what have you, so I don't want to get anything dirty. So I'll link this in the description box down below. I've got my LK Bennett shoes on and looking surprisingly awake. So anyway, I'm going to go downstairs, show you exactly what arrived yesterday and also what I picked up at time, because some of it I bought and some of it they gave to us, which was very nice. Okay, cake is still going strong. So the first little thing that they gave us, which I just thought was so adorable, they obviously had a glut of radishes and potatoes. So I think tonight I'm going to try and recreate the potatoes that they made yesterday, because they were delicious. But this is a little bag of homegrown produce with, I think these are radishes. And I know that Miss Carrie Grayson will enjoy those when she's back as well, the radishes. So that was the first bag. Obviously, I did not go to time and leave any of the illustrations behind. So I think this is actually one of my favourites, so I took 2 of these. These were our menus at lunch. So we had grilled vegetables, beef rump cap, garden salad, borlotti bean and tomato salad, and the butternude potatoes. Oh, incredible. And the pavlova was unreal. But I have collected these since we first went to Time 6 years ago. I have a vast collection, and it's funny, this is one of their upcoming prints for their linenware, and these are, I think they're, I can't actually remember, but they, Karen actually gave me one of these from the meadow to look at, which was incredible. So I've kept those, and I'm going to frame those up and get some lovely frames for them, which is beautiful. Then, of course, I didn't leave empty-handed when it came to the Veg Patch Collection. It is one of my favourites, I would say, and as I said, I would like to introduce some of this fabric into the kitchen, potentially my greenhouse as well. And this is the smaller sized linen, so I think this will actually be perfect for my greenhouse table when I entertain in there. And I was so inspired by the setup. They basically like picked pieces from little plants and onions and things like that from the kitchen garden and planted them on the table, and it looked so effective. In little bowls of water and little, almost like bud vases of water, it was wonderful. So next little soiree in my greenhouse, but also I might get another one of these. I'm gonna see how they fit on my trestle tables, because they basically set up exactly what I said I wanted to do. We were gonna do it for the Jubilee weekend, and basically we wanted to have a barbecue and have lots of people over, but the weather wasn't looking that great, so I didn't want to go to all of that trouble and then it rained. But I wanted to set up 2 tables, one in front of the bird bath and one afterwards, for our friends to come and sit and enjoy and have a real kind of like kitchen garden dining experience. So I think I'm going to have to start planning that for a weekend when I know it's going to be beautiful. So if I've got it planned, I can just execute it when we've got good weather. So I might get myself another one of these for the other table. But there's also some linens as well. So in this bag, there are the things that I bought as well. So I bought, full price, no discount whatsoever, I bought these top-ups because we have their soap in our kitchen and in our ensuite bathroom. And another thing that was incredible about this was the fact that we went to the water meadows and they are so beautiful, it was unbelievable. And Karen actually picked some of the river mint, and I smelt it, and it's what this smells like. It's incredible. And as I said, I think I told you in the video, but we picked meadowsweet for the first time, and I think that is one of my favorite flowers ever. I love the name of it. It just feels incredibly, I don't know, like it sounds like it's something from a fairy tale, meadowsweet. It's very romantic, I think. But yes, these smell exactly like the river mint. I don't know how they've done it, but they don't do things by halves basically at time. They always achieve the best, and I keep buying these. They are expensive. They are the most expensive like hand soap and hand wash that I've ever purchased. But both Ali and I, every time we wash our hands and moisturize them, we are like, oh, Ali loves them. So yes, we've got a top up of those. The other thing that I topped up of, just a little bit, is the Bertioli Water Meadow hair and body bar, because this is the best, in my humble opinion, hair wash shampoo bar I've ever used. And in fact, it was the first one I ever used. I've tried lots of them since, hence why I bought 6 of them, full price, £10.50 each. Because I used this and I was like, oh, all shampoo bars will be the same as this. They aren't. Okay, I used a very well-known one and it basically nearly ripped my hair out. This is soft, it lathers well, it smells beautiful. So I stocked up on them because they agree with my scalp so beautifully as well. I don't get any dryness, I don't get any itching around the nape of my neck or anything like that. They've nailed it. The smell is just the gift that keeps on giving as well. So yes, I knew that I needed to stock up on these. I also stocked up on their candles. We love them in our house, and they're just the bougie candle. And then sadly, Ali accidentally chipped one of my little plates, so we got 2 new ones of those. There is also a single wick candle. Ooh, I bought 3 of the big ones, so I've got a little single one as well that we can probably put on a bedside table. And so they also gave us some of the Veg Patch, what are they called? Napkins as well. I really like these because they pick out basically each individual vegetable, and so you can have alternating, so it's not too matchy. So I've got the radishes, the carrots, the onions, and the peas. So this is the little, oh, actually it's probably beans. Yes, so this is the little bean one, and you can also get this, I believe, in a tablecloth of its own. This is my favorite. I love this, probably because it's so green. And then this is the bean shoot that she's illustrated as well. So I'm gonna get myself 4 more of these so that I've got a full set of this. Although you could, in fact, alternate give it an even less of a like matchy feel with a taupe or white napkin to make it up, so you don't need to have all four, because it could be a bit too much pattern that way. Something that I usually like to do as well is I'll use the napkins with a plain tablecloth and then use the tablecloth with a plain napkin, but you can do whatever you want. It's always a good option, but I am the biggest collector of Bertioli linens and they make me very, very happy. So that was my loot from Time. And then I ordered some little kitchen paraphernalia bits. So obviously since I've been baking a bit more, I realised I needed a cake server, because serving with a knife is not the one. And I saw this one and I thought it was lovely. So I placed an order for this. I'll link it in the description box down below. But, goodness me, I thought it was very cute and it goes with my cake stand nicely. It's got a little wooden handle and a sort of aged, good weight as well. That feels lovely. But it's got a good aged nickel spoot to it, so that will be good for my cakes, my wooden cake stand. The other thing that I have finally found is a new cutlery set, because we have had our cutlery set for years and years and years. They have seen better days, and actually when we were having lunch at Time, they had a very similar cutlery set, but I wanted something that was quite aged, quite battered, nothing too perfect, and this set was just right, basically, for everyday use. It's not like a fine cutlery set, but it is a lovely one, exactly the way that we want it to feel, a little bit more old and rustic. And this was actually quite an affordable way to order things. So it came as a full set, 10 individuals of each one, and I think it was like under £200, which for cutlery is good. And the final thing that I ordered was a new champagne bucket. I saw this burnished brass one and I thought that it would be lovely for popping on the table with some rosé in, hopefully soon to be my Time rosé. But I thought that was very easy to store, and it'll just get better with time because these things will age and look more beautiful. So I picked that up as well. So a loot from Time and also a loot for some kitchen stuff. Now Gemma from the Country Flower Company is here, and we are going to do some of her Hello Petal kits that are launching this summer. And what we planned to do today basically was a little tablescape, so you guys can follow along with us, because I think that you quite enjoyed it last time that we did a little tutorial together. Oh my goodness, this looks incredible. Oh wow. Okay, these are serious topiaries. Oh wow, I was not expecting. Oh my gosh, we've got lavender in here. Okay, so we've got some potted hydrangeas, we've got little mini. Oh my gosh, this is like Gemma has been in my dreams. I love that Ali's gonna return home and all of this is gonna be here. I think I could cry. Gemma! It's amazing! So this is where we're going to start off the day, doing a lovely tablescape of our outdoor table. This is just one of my most favourite places in the garden, so for us to be able to dress this together and hopefully inspire you guys with your garden tables, then I think that's going to be lovely.
But you can have umbrellas inside? Or do you put them outside? I don't know. You can have, like,
We'll see though, actually, you might be right, we can raise it. Excuse me, have you pulled that out of there? No.
I'm so sorry. Really sorry.
No. Do you think crumpled? Am I making it too nice?
No.
Should I do it crumpled?
No, because fully covered too high. Well, they design it.
I don't know, but I think
It looks quite nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. So maybe a little bit crumpled, and then we can.
But we can do that actually
Okay.
on the video.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Gemma, welcome back to my channel. Okay, we have actually been so sort of efficient with this that we have started laying the table already, but it's worked in our favour because it's kind of clouded over a little bit, so we can talk you through without getting burnt in the sunshine. So what we're going to do is we're going to do basically a tablescape that you can recreate at home, hopefully, with your own linens, your own crockery, the same kind of thing. Obviously, all of the pots will be available to buy on Hello Petal. I'll link them in the description box down below. But you enjoyed our little tutorial so much that we thought we'd do a full garden tablescape.
Yeah.
Well, it's your idea, it wasn't my idea.
It's
But
nice, isn't it?
yes,
You
it's
can
lovely.
see all the layers and
Yes.
what goes on.
So we're going to talk you through it, but basically everything's kind of potted up, so it's more about placement, which I think that's the thing that I struggle with the most, is knowing, which you've got a really good eye for, when you did the tablescape at our party in summer, and in the one that we did the other day, like you just get the
The levels.
Yeah.
I think the best tip for doing a tablescape is to think about the sort of, I don't know what the official word you'd use for it is the sort of how it would run from the top. So not necessarily how it looks sort of on the runner or whatever you're using, but in terms of the way the sort of the height.
yes, the play on the heights of things.
Yeah, I think that's the crucial step in getting it to flow nicely.
We've used just the normal crockery that I've got and the bits that I unboxed with you this morning, the new, what are they called?
Fork?
Cutlery. The new cutlery that I got this morning, so it's getting its first outing. So we'll finish this off and then start placing bits in place. So what do you have here? Is this like one full set, or is it 2 full sets, or 3 full sets? Or
No, they're all individual sets.
Oh wow! So you can buy them all.
Yeah, if
you can mix and match your own.
Mix and match. So they're all in our new pots, which are just beautiful. They're kind of like a raw terracotta. So although they're not as necessarily sort of rustic as the other ones we've used before, because they're raw, it means that if they're outside, they absorb everything in the atmosphere. So after, say, a year or so, you might have moss growing on them and that kind of thing. So yeah, they're gorgeous.
And they still have a kind of aged feel to
I
them.
think
They're not like brand new.
No, they're not really orange. They're
soft.
They're a rose terracotta.
So, just to show you up close what we've done so far, we have gone for something, well, I personally think that if you can find a green gingham runner, I do think they are going to release it eventually at some point, but this has just been my most used tablecloth and now runner that we cut it into a runner. I'm so glad we did that. I use it so much more. I genuinely think that you don't need too many different tablecloths if you find something like this. It's fairly simple and you can just dress it up with pots and things like that. Then we've used recycled glassware, these aged cutlery bits, and a nice crisp white raw linen napkin. But now we are going to get placing on the table. I love those.
The boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would go 1 in the middle and then 2 either side. Well, if we place them symmetrical, then we can always
play around with them.
move
It already looks so lovely. What do you want me to grab? What next?
Then I think if we go for the 2 tall ones,
Okay. Oh my gosh, I love this already.
and then
This is my favourite.
and this is how we kind of take away from that symmetry
Yes.
by adding things not in a symmetrical way. So
Yes.
for example, we have just one of the lemon trees, the olive, yeah, and then possibly one here, yeah, nice.
Where do you think?
Yeah, there, and then we've got the 2, yeah, that's nice. Sort of at the end.
Oh, it looks phenomenal. Love it. So you can go onto your website and buy 2 of these individually.
So they'll all be individual.
So you can go add to basket 2 of these,
Yeah.
3 of these.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant,
So you
isn't
can
it?
add all, and it's all individual, and then there's some other things that we've got that if you like things that are a bit more sort of softer, to kind of put sort of smaller there.
I love this so much. I feel like I say that every time though. This is my favourite. So this is the finished Tablescape, and as we've mentioned, each of these potted plants can be purchased individually, so you can make up your own sized tablescape to suit whatever table you've got. It could be on a round one or an even longer one than this, and you can pick and choose whether you want lemons in, olives in. We've got lots of different greenery in here. We've also added a sprig of rosemary to the setting just to add a bit more green to these white napkins. Lots of candles, green glassware. I can just imagine how much rosé I am going to drink out here. Oh my gosh, when the hydrangea Annabelles come out, it's going to look so nice. Oh, Gemma, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So the next area that we're going to dress is these side tables. We've already popped a little topiary on there, which I think is already looking so good. So I'm going to get the cushions out, get it all nicely prepped and ready, because this is going to look just as lovely as the table. Well, I have not blooming stopped today. Gemma and I have done a fantastic job together, and we've had such a lovely day doing it as well, and the house looks phenomenal, which I'm actually over the moon about, because tomorrow Ali has a golf and poker evening with a whole load of his friends, and it means the house is going to be nice for him to do that. So I'm actually very, very happy that we've done this today, and he doesn't know that we've done this. He's completely forgotten that we had the install today, so I'm over the moon. I'm obviously going to give you a full tour of the newly decorated spaces and kind of a talk through of what we've done as well. First things first, this is the new hallway table. We had a little herb planter on there before, but this is one of those things that could stay here forever, as long as we're able to care for these, which I'm actually going to start watering and spritzing the leaves. I'm going to do this tomorrow, so potentially I can show you how I do it. I'm going to see how it works, because all of these trees seem to do really well in the humidity of my greenhouse. So yeah, I'm going to give it a go. I've also got my beauty pie candle burning away there. The house smells incredible. I've gone around and turned all of the diffusers over, lit all of the candles, and cleaned pretty much every surface, and it just feels absolutely wonderful. So this definitely connects in through the house now, which looks wonderful. We also have a new little baby olive plant here, and this is under the stairs obviously, so it's not going to get a lot of light, so I'm going to keep an eye on this one. And then through into Ali's office. Fun fact, people always think that this is like, it must be a portrait of my granddad or something like that, but I believe it's just an antique oil painting. But I love the way that it looks. I love the tones, so it works really well in the space. Into here we have replaced Ali's desk fern with an olive tree as well. I love these mini olive trees, and they are also available at Hello Petal in part of her kits as well. Oh, he's got a picture of Lumi on his desk. So that is, and this is the view from Ali's office. I don't know if you've ever seen out the view, but he has the full view over the kitchen garden, which is a bit of a dream. Through into the living room. Now you'll have to ignore my stack of books. I'm really thinking about just using the bookcases in my office for what they're supposed to be, and stacking lots of books, because I have so many books everywhere that I can't file away. But we have some preserved olive branches here. These are from Hello Petal as well, and the colour of these looks so wonderful against the black walls, so we love them, and we love them in the kiln pot, and because they obviously are preserved, they last exceptionally well. On the little ottoman down here we have a little lemon tree, which I just cannot cope with. It looks so beautiful. And then we've taken some of, what plant was this? I did Google it. Oh, we've got some hawthorn branches in the antique urn just here, which looks phenomenal. Obviously, this will not last, but finding something that does last in this corner is not easy, so I'm going to keep my eye on it, because maybe it'll dry out nicely. But this little lemon tree is a little sausage-sized lemon tree, is phenomenal. And I've lit my Cire Trudon candle. This is the basil one, and it smells amazing. I'm literally down to the last one of those massive candles that I bought, but it's the best smell ever. Whilst these two wrestle on the floor, yes, that is Barkley going for Porter's jugular, but they seem to do it quite gently, so we don't stop them. Then into the kitchen, we have a wonderful display, which is going to be hard to actually capture in this light because it's backlit, but we have this stunning lemon tree here. We also have a mini lemon tree, then we have a mini olive tree as well, which I think ties in beautifully with the olive tree that we have here. These are the new pots, so they've got this kind of scallop detailing to them, and they're more of like a bleached rose terracotta rather than a typical terracotta. And then we have this ribbed and bobbin style as well, which I love. I just love how they're all different, and it looks so effective on the table. Now this I think is really special, and I actually met a lady yesterday who didn't really have windows that opened in her flat in London. She didn't have a balcony, she had no outdoor space, and I felt obviously quite sad for her, because at every opportunity that I tried to like suggest a way for her to be able to grow things, I think maybe she just didn't want to grow things. But if you're in her position and you don't want to grow things, and you do want to grow things, this wicker planter is the best. This is a herb planter, so we've got lavender in here, we have thyme, we have rosemary, we have more lavender. It is beautiful, so beautifully done, and it's a great way to incorporate herbs to your kitchen to make them look lovely, but also useful for cooking. So this little planter just looks like a little mini garden on our island, and I am in love. Now upstairs to the hallway. Now I just did this little bit here, please ignore the hoover there, but I just added some pots to this. We're getting this painted in soon, so I just thought it was a bit bare up here, it needed some greenery, and I'm still searching for a piece of art for here and a piece of art for here. And then into my dressing room, which I recently gave a tour of over on my TikTok. So if you want to see that and see how it's evolved over the years, then you can do that. But this is the, oh, hello Lumi. Beautiful girl. Little dum-dum, little dum-dum. So we've swapped out the thyme trees for some olive trees, which I am loving, and with the new scalloped pots as well. They look incredibly effective in the little Velux windows there. And then this is a kind of wild and wonderful bouquet. So if you're ordering from the kits, if you wanted some flowers, just something beautiful, wild, rustic and lovely, then this is something that you can kind of add to your bag. Just whack it in a pot. It looks beautiful no matter what. You don't have to do any faffing or anything like that. It looks wonderful. I love these little daisy style flowers as well. So I've got that up here for now. And then when this is no longer looking its best, I will pop a mini lemon tree in here as well. So this space just makes me so happy. And finally into our bedroom, we have two mini olive trees here. I've actually stolen this one from my dressing room because we were one olive tree short. So just to show you how the finished look will be, I love these little Provençal striped linen chairs. They've been through the motions recently. They've had to be cleaned a few times, but they just look so effective with the artwork and also these beautiful trees here. Then my little sprig by my bed, we've swapped out for some preserved olive leaves, and I think they look lovely in here as well. And then into the bathroom, which is full up at the moment, but we've actually kept the hops here because we both love them and they're dried, they last forever, so we are both over the moon with those, so we're just going to leave them there. I've just been popping out some Bertioli candles and bits and pieces from my loot yesterday, but that for the oh no, I haven't even shown you outside finished. I was about to miss the most important part. So back into the very green kitchen and head out. So obviously usually these will open up, but we've had a bit of rain today, so things might look a little bit soggy, but we've got the trio of lavender here with the ribbed and bobbin pots on our fire pit, which I think looks lovely. Then we've got some topiaries and another little herb planter on this table. I don't like too much symmetry, so we've actually gone for two topiary trees here. It looks so wonderful out here now. I actually cannot cope. I was actually a bit embarrassed. We had friends over the other day and I just felt like our garden looked a little bit rubbish, and I wish that we'd done our like party that we had the other Friday today, or at least tomorrow, because it is so perfect now. Everything looks lovely and just a little bit sad. It means I have to have another party though. We have one of the previous herb pots that I got from Gemma here as well, just to tie it in on this beautiful little coffee table next to the sun loungers. And this little setup here has unfortunately caused me to make a decision, because I just love how this looks, and I feel like it's highlighted something that has been niggling away at me. And I didn't listen to the people that said that they thought it wasn't going to work, but I am not in love with our olive trees. I have to be honest. I have loved having them, but I've never felt like they were quite right. We were supposed to go really big with them, and they were actually quite small. I was also warned not to do the terracotta pots by the lovely Nicholson's team, and I said, look, I'm going to go ahead with it, and if I don't like it, I'll sell them and I'll get the wooden ones that they do. And I think that is what we're going to do, but instead I'm going to go for some more, I think this is called myrtle, some big myrtle lollipop trees, because I feel like the olive trees stand out a little bit too much with the English lush greenness, and I think it's potentially the wrong vibe for this terrace. So I do think that is one thing I'm going to change. I think I might be able to reuse the pots that we've got these in down at the kitchen garden. I'd quite like to place them in the corners by the beds, because I think that would still look really lovely, but potentially with some different foliage, or maybe some topiaries in them, some balls, that kind of thing. But for the most part, when my table is back in situ, it's going to look absolutely wonderful. But I love this so much. This is my most favourite tablescape we've ever done. But one of the other things that I think I'm going to do, excitingly, and you're all going to be like, oh my god, Lydia, you're nuts. But after doing my dressing room, I think I am going to tackle a bedroom, because, well, I think I'm going to tackle this one. First and foremost, we need to get a new bed for in here. Ali isn't happy with our guests sleeping in a double bed, so he wants to get a king-sized bed for in here. And since I've tackled my dressing room, I definitely feel like I think I can give it a go in here. So I know I've done this before, but I'm gonna give it a go. Most importantly, I've learned that if I paint it green, I'm happy and I leave it alone. So I'm gonna start swatching paint choices in here. I think I'm gonna have it green. And what I want to do is get the ladies at Time to upholster a king-sized bed headboard for me in one of the Bertioli fabrics. I need to choose which one, and which one goes with the green perfectly in here. I don't know whether to go with fern or whatever, but carpet will stay the same. I'm going to get some bedside tables, because these aren't bedside tables at all. They are like plinths, so I need to get some with actual proper drawers so that it looks lovely. I want a little old dressing table to go here as well. I don't know whether to try and tackle the bathroom, if I'm being completely honest with you. I wanted to put in a tubby tub from the Albion Bath Company in here. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. At the moment, this shower doesn't work, so this bathroom does need redoing. Like, we actually physically cannot use this shower whatsoever. And I want something a little bit more traditional in here in terms of the suite. I'm going to go for some tongue and groove in here, floor to ceiling. Then I'll find some tiles and bits and pieces like that. I want a really nice old wooden toilet seat, potentially a high cistern, but if not, I'll go for a traditional version with the cistern built in. I want a vanity unit, and I don't know if I'm going to do any kind of wallpaper. I want a beautiful mirror. We'll lower this boxing in as well, because it's incredibly high, and it was incredibly high throughout the entire house. And what I might do, because I know that this is the Durgo, so this needs to be higher, I might actually get a beam made to wrap around that, just to make it a bit more of a feature rather than a boxed in area of the room. So I've got some ideas. We'll keep the same curtains. We might need to change the curtain pole, because as you can see, this one is no good whatsoever. And then it's just a case of artwork and lights and details. I know that it's an acquired taste, everything being in green, but I definitely feel so confident after doing my dressing room that I'm gonna do it. And then if I do this one well, I'll do the next one as well, because we've got Ken and Graham coming to sort out our front gates because they're peeling. So I think we can do it. So I've just been downstairs loading in the footage from my vlogs. By the way, if you're watching If you watched my last vlog, when Ali is filming me in the swimming pool at time, I have just been downstairs physically crying with laughter at his breathing. I'm gonna leave that in because I have never known anyone to breathe like a 100-year-old man with breathing difficulties who is so fit and healthy. I couldn't believe it. If you missed it, please go back. But these boys have been waiting for me to come back upstairs. Oh, you did it before. What is this? Good morning, everyone. I need to turn the music down in my kitchen. I'm definitely covering the mic. That is a rookie error, Lydia. That's like the first lesson that you learn when vlogging is you don't ever cover the little mic on the top. If you're wondering what this is the insides of the boys' beds. This is not Porter that does this is Barkley. I often hear parents talk about this kind of stuff, that when you have one child, you're like, oh yeah, definitely we'll have two. The first child is such an angel, and then you get the second child, and they are a little hellraiser. Yesterday he brought in the same dead mouse that he's chewed about 5 times. No matter what I did with it, he managed to find it. And if I don't give him enough attention, this is what happens. And he is just the most spectacular little boy, but my goodness, does he drive me nuts. So if anyone has any suggestions for beds that are comfortable, but they cannot tear apart, please let me know, because this is, I think that there was one day, I think it was actually that Amazon bed that I bought them. Remember when Ali like put them in the bed and was like, I'm not letting my boys sleep on a bed this small. It was fine because they tore it to bits in one single day. In you come, Portaline. Marceline is on the lawn. You are so handsome. He's like, who, me? Let me come inside. I am getting ready to go and see my best friend because I have not seen her in 10 days and I'm having all of the withdrawals. But I have had another triumph of an Amazon dress that I'm about to show you. I've just steamed it so I can show you in the mirror. I don't know if I'm going to wear this or another dress, but this is such a triumph. It's from the same company that does the, what's it called? The shirt dress that I love. It looks, obviously it doesn't come with the belt, but it's a beautiful periwinkle coloured Bardo dress with lots of ruffles and detailing to it. I just thought this was adorable, absolutely adorable. I got it in a couple of colours because you know me, but I just love this brand. It's called Vonda on Amazon, and the one thing I would say is you have to be careful on Amazon because you have to make sure that you're buying the dress that I'm suggesting. I had a few people message me about the shirt dress, and there were 2 different types of shirt dresses on the listing that I got mine from. So you have to make sure that you're ordering the right one, because I love mine and I wear it so much because I think it's lovely. Obviously, quality is a subjective thing as well. So if you don't like it, then there's, I don't know, but I love it. I literally live in it. I've got the black one as well. So I'm gonna show you a few Amazon pieces that I've bought now. I'm gonna insert it in because I've actually ran out of time today. So I'm basically just gonna slot in some of my favorite dresses from Amazon at the moment because I have had a real like moment with some Amazon dresses, and I know that so many of you love them. Now, I apologize if this feels a little bit random. I am dropping in a little bit of an Amazon try on here, just because I realized the best way for me to do this is to wait until the very, very, very last minute to film the like dresses and bits and pieces that I've picked from Amazon, because I honestly find, in my opinion, such good things on Amazon, and sometimes they take a little bit longer, so I've got a constant sort of stream of items coming in, so I want to make sure that I've got some lovely pieces in here. And actually this selection is probably my most colourful yet. There's almost a colour for everyone, but so I just thought I'd wait, film it and then plonk it in. I hope that's okay. It also sometimes gives me the ability to tell you a bit about a product as well, or like a piece that I've been wearing, whether it's like a little bit creasy or whatever. It gives me a buffer, which is very, very helpful. Someone messaged me the other day and they were like, Lydia, what do you search for on Amazon to find the items that you find? Because you literally find such good pieces. And in all honesty, I would prefer that you just waited for me to find them and tell you whether they're good, rather than you buying things and not knowing. Like, obviously I work with Amazon, so it gives me the opportunity to test things out and try them and experience them, and then I can be like, guys, I think you're gonna like this, and I'll show you then. So, but I just search. I love shopping on there. Carrie and I were speaking about this the other day, and we were just like, it's actually really enjoyable to discover something like lovely on there. So this is quite a ruffly number. So this is from the same place that I get my shirt dresses from. I've got another shirt dress to show you as well. And it comes in quite a few different colours. I think it comes in like polka dots or gingham or something like that as well. But this is just the plain black version. For me, black is definitely not a colour that is limited to autumn winter, especially right now. Like, black is such a chic summer colour, and with tan accessories, it always warms it up. I find all of my like summer accessories go just as well with black as they do with lighter colours, and this is no different. It's got this kind of like, it's just got so much detail to it that it looks a lot more expensive than it actually is. I find with this particular place that I shop on Amazon that does this and the shirt dresses, they have really good quality, I think. I know I've mentioned it in the video that some of you may have purchased the wrong shirt for the shirt dresses. You have to be careful to make sure that it's the right one. If it looks like it's got a staggered hem, it's got a staggered hem. My ones go to the ankle, and yeah, so anyway, this is this particular fabric feels exactly the same as the shirt dresses that I've got. It feels like a cotton poplin. It's probably not, but it does feel that way. So it's got nice structure to it. It holds the ruffles really nicely. This beautiful little wrap detailing gives it quite, oh, I've got a little bit of cotton on me. This is from the periwinkle one. But it gives it some volume and some drama, and then this off the shoulder is so elegant and easy to wear at this time of the year. So I'll link this one in the description box below as well, but this has definitely got a thumbs up. I want it in green, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, so I'm just gonna wait and see what they do with it. But I absolutely love this. And the periwinkle, you wait, it is so gorgeous. Okay, can anyone say bright orange? I basically went in search of something that was similar to the burnt kind of orange two-piece that I wore in the Maldives. I wasn't expecting it to be in this sort of satin fabric, but I actually, because it's from the same place that I get the shirt dresses, I thought it would be in that fabric. It didn't look shiny, hence why always wait for me, basically, because I'll find these things out and tell you. I actually wasn't annoyed that it was this shiny kind of finish, because it still has quite a luxe feel to it, which I like. I'm calling this my Hermes orange because this is like, it goes so beautifully with all of my accessories, and it is like a fraction of any kind of Hermes price, so that makes me happy. So all of the accessories that go with everything just again go with this. It's a perfect like summer dress, summer holiday dress, if you're going somewhere exotic, or if you just really want something quite impactful. I think this is incredibly gorgeous. Now, this is something that for me, I would like wear with flats, because I think I'd feel a bit too glam if I had it with heels. This is very much like a laid back luxe bohemia type of look, but the halter neck for me is such a summer staple. I always find it so much more flattering on my body shape personally. I really like the fact that it doesn't cut like underneath my arms like that, and I always feel so free. So this, if you wanted something in bright orange, how fantastic is this? So this is the short sleeved version of the green dress that you might have seen in this video, but you would have seen it also in my previous video. It had the long sleeves. This one I said is a little bit creasy. This is very, very similar in its creasing ability. I would love for this to be done maybe in like a kind of like cotton blend, because this isn't like a linen crease. It's very quite sharp, whereas linen has soft creases. This is quite a sharp crease. But the one thing I loved about this is that when I purchased this, I had no idea that this was a British independent brand that was selling on Amazon. So that's the other thing that I think is really important. I feel like some of the things that you buy on Amazon maybe get a little bit of like negative, there's like maybe some negative connotations. And for me, the lady like sent me, because I ordered 2 separate orders, and she realised when she saw an uplift that something had obviously happened, and she realised that I had purchased one of her dresses. So she sent me a note, my second order, which was lovely, and also sent me a DM. And basically, I had no idea, and I would never have found this brand or these pieces had it not been sold on Amazon. It's very unlikely anyway, never say never, but very unlikely. And it's just the most beautiful, beautiful silhouettes. I love these cap sleeves as well. They are very comfortable. Like, this is such a comfortable way to have a little sleeve like that. One of the other really lovely features of the dress is that it has this ruching at the back. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but it gives such like a more fullness. And now that I obviously do my design work with Karen Millen, I now understand that like adding more fabric is a constant sort of battle when it comes to dresses and items and garments, because you have to find that like price versus benefit line a lot of the time. And so the fact that she's been able to add more fabric to the skirt, make it fuller, make it that more A-line and full detailing is beautiful. Also, same goes for the bow. Just the fact that she's gone for a bigger bow, a bigger statement bow. This was something that I really wanted to incorporate when we designed the Forever neck dress from my last collection. I was like, the bow's got to be big. It's got to be big. And so I love that, and I love seeing it, and I appreciate it. This dress comes in a multitude of colours. It also comes in white. However, I would say that with the white, you definitely need to have a slip, but you'll be glad to know that you can obviously find lots of little slip skirts and slips on Amazon as well. I've actually ordered a little mini slip skirt, so that if ever, because I often find with some dresses, it's nice and opaque at the top, but through the skirt it might be a little bit more see-through. So a little slip skirt would be lovely. So I ordered one of those as well. I'll link it in the description box down below. Another one of my sort of favourite silhouettes that I find quite often on Amazon is this. So again, it's a halter neck, but it's not completely backless. I have this in a sage green polka dot, which I took to the Maldives with me. And this particular dress is going to be on my next trip with me as well. So polka dots coming everywhere with me, but I loved this colour because this feels like a vintage polka dot, and the moment I saw it, I was like, oh, imagine this with a beautiful, like, big sun hat in France. Like, this is timeless elegance personified. You will find pictures throughout like history of women wearing similar styles to this basically, and I could not pass it up. I really, really couldn't. It goes perfectly with all of my sort of warmer toned pieces, and it looks brilliant. And anything for, like, this is like a maxi. This is past the ankle, onto the shoes, so you could wear it with heels, but for me, having a dress that goes to the floor, it just makes wearing flats so much easier as well. I'm just living in flats at the moment, and it is just such a beautiful dress. I've obviously added a linen bow. This is from my Forever neck dress. I wear this a lot with a lot of dresses. I feel like the contrast is, it just elevates things, and I'm always looking for those little touches that elevate pieces that are slightly more affordable into a space that maybe you're sort of like, where's that from? Oh, that looks nice. Oh, I never thought to wear like a contrasting bow. It's something that has become a little bit of a staple in how I style up dresses, and this is no different. It works so well. Sorry if you can hear Porter barking, but you know what he's like. He likes to police the house. I feel like it's never a Lydia Millen dress haul without a white dress, and this is the white version of the sort of, it's kind of like a cream colour, but with the rose prints that I've been wearing a lot recently. This is just a classic white, but what I love about this is these ruffled sleeves. They just give such a different feel to the dress, and they have such great structure as well. So they stand to attention like this, and then the shirring fits so nicely. Like, this shirred bodice is beautifully fitting. Like, I struggled to find bodices that fit as nice as this, so I am very, very happy with this as a classic white dress that's really comfortable, because this is more like a jersey material, so it's nice and soft, very easy to wear. This is the perfect sort of like wearing around the house when you're in and out of the garden. I don't know, I'm sure there are lots of people like me, but I don't put on scruffs to be out in the garden and doing bits in the kitchen garden. I just don't. I am much more comfortable wearing a dress and feeling nice whilst I'm doing it as well. Also, I'm usually creating content when I'm there, so again, I don't want to look like a scruff because I just find this so much more comfortable. So anyway, this comes in some other colours as well. I sent the blue colour to Carrie because I thought that would look so nice on her, but I love the rose one of this, and this white one is just classic. Also, I think it's lined as well. Yeah, so this is lined, so fully lined, which is a good little shout. So another variation of the halter neck. This is slightly different, it's slightly shorter, and the material is different. So if you got the first green gingham dress that I showed you, that had a slightly, it's almost like a shiny material, very nice and lightweight, but doesn't necessarily feel as like natural as other materials that I featured from, especially this collection anyway, but it's got a sort of sheen to it, but it's not like the orange dress, but it just feels a little bit more silky. So if you like soft things, then you'll probably like this. But it's this, probably looks baby blue from where you're standing, but actually it's a beautiful baby blue pinstripe. And again, little linen contrast belts just to change it up a little bit. But this is just a really lovely, easy to wear summer dress. I always feel having my arms free in summer just makes me feel a lot cooler. And blue and white and tan and woven handbags. I mean, what more can we say on this channel about those things? But I love it. So this is the shirt dress that I love. I've got it in white, I've got it in navy, and now I've got it in black. I got the black because it had a real Parisian girl style vibe. Work with me here. I thought I would style it up with you so you could see exactly how I do it, so that it's easier to sort of interpret how when you put something on it can look a little bit kind of like, ooh, and then styling it up instantly elevates it. So the first thing that I do is the buttons. So I button it as low as I'm comfortable with. Obviously, I'm a lot more comfortable with things being lower, but because the collar is so structured, this works really well. I unbutton it to just above the knee, so that you see a nice amount of leg, but not too much. I think that would be a little bit too high, but if you want more drama, then you can go for it. I also unbutton the cuffs and I roll these up so that it gives a bit more of a relaxed feel. So you've got the structure from the collar, but the more relaxed feel of the sleeves, which is a bit of a juxtaposition that I really like. Then, obviously, I go in with a belt. This is why I spend so much money on accessories and try not to spend so much money on actual clothes themselves, although obviously if it's a special piece, I will. But this is my Hermes belt, and I just pop that in at the ruched section of the dress like that. So centralize the buckle to the buttons, and instantly it feels quite different. Then I'm going to go in with shoes. For this dress, I like to wear my Hermes sandals because they just have a very chic but dressed down feel. So I'm going with tan accessories because I feel like those are the most sort of elevating, but you could go with black, whatever tickles your pickle. Sunglasses with this look is going to be like no-brainer, especially tortoiseshell. These ones are a wonderful addition to a sort of Parisian girl wardrobe. And then just any kind of bag really. I would always personally say that just saving up for one really good coloured styled bag is going to instantly elevate so many of your outfits. But for me, this is such an easy, wearable, but like timeless look, and I'm comfortable. I wear these dresses on flights now. I don't wear leggings, I don't wear like jumpers or anything like that. I'll pack a cashmere set if I'm going to sleep. If not, this is my flight outfit. It's so comfortable. I can stick a cardigan over the top if I'm cold, and because of the nature of the fabric, it doesn't crease, so it always looks nice. And I feel like I look put together whilst not compromising on my comfort. It is by far one of my favourite dresses. So yeah, had to get it in the black. Right, those are the pieces that I picked up from Amazon recently. There are loads more coming because I just have so much fun on there, but they'll all be linked in the description box down below, and I hope you enjoy them. Well, I have actually decided to wear this dress. I just love it so much. With all of these ruffles, it is too good not to, and this periwinkle colour is just so gorgeous, so I decided to go with it. I'm wearing Manolo Blahnik flats. I was thinking about those, my LK Bennett ones, but I think the periwinkle kind of clashes a little bit. I don't know what I've got on it though. I think maybe it's a little bit of oil, but never mind, I can let the... Oh, it is oil because I just put oil in my hair. Oh, how annoying. Never mind, I'm sure I can hide that with a little ruching. Little mini Kelly and my CDC belt as well. The fragrance, which I actually still have out, that I'm wearing is Miss Dior Rose Essence. This is the first like mainstream fragrance that I have liked, or should I say loved, in an incredibly long time. Basically, the Dior fragrance house decided to distill their entire crop of roses, and they produced this beautiful, delicate rose fragrance. The reason why I'm wearing this today is completely inspired by Karen Hibbert, the owner of Time. She was wearing a beautiful, beautiful Jo Malone rose fragrance, and I kept smelling her perfume all day. One moment I thought it was the gardens, and then I realized it was her. So in honor of her, I am wearing my own version of a rose fragrance, and this one is absolutely beautiful. But my taxi is on its way, so I'm gonna get the dogs ready and go. Good morning. I am wonderfully fresh-faced after a lovely evening with my best friend. We got back late, and we are going to do it all again, basically, today, because we're going to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which I'm really looking forward to. I did, however, spend something in Harrods. I'm going on a trip, as I mentioned, with L'Artisan Parfumeur on Tuesday, and I just wanted to experience some more. They didn't have the collection that I'm going away with them for, but both Carrie and I agreed that this was a very Lydia Millen fragrance. This is La Chasse au Papillon, I believe. Testing my French there. I love the bottles. This smells like neroli or like blossom. It is just such a sweet floral fragrance, so I'm gonna pop it on and enjoy it for the day. It's almost got like a I love it. And it's one of those fragrances that smells beautiful like instantly and then settles even better. But that is what I'm wearing today. And this dress is also from Amazon. It's my Pretty Woman dress, because when I actually found it in, I know it's obviously a bit more of like a tan that Julia Roberts wears in Pretty Woman, but this makes me feel very, very Julia Roberts. So I'll show you this, and then I need to go outside. I need to feed my courgettes. It's a bit blustery today though, so very Winnie the Pooh-esque. But this is my dress to the floor, which is lovely. Obviously I always pop a contrast bow with them just so that it kind of elevates. This is what I'm wearing just for the morning. I think I'm gonna wear a different dress for the evening, but I haven't picked out what I'm wearing. I haven't done my makeup yet, so just pottering around the house for the first part of the day. Luckily, the boys and Lumi have their grandma coming to look after them, so they're gonna be very excited when she arrives, because we have to get a taxi to the gig because there's the rail strikes, but it's not just like the rail across the UK, it's also the underground, like it's just across the board. It's going to be carnage on the roads, so we've just had to allow loads of time and make sure that the boys are covered, so all good. Oh, my fragrance is beautiful, I love this. So as you can see, it's very, very blustery, and I don't think that my Monge 2 supports were big enough for my Monge 2. Lesson learnt, they need to be bigger next year because they are physically pulling them out of the ground now, which is a bit of a nightmare. But I'm gonna have a little bit of a feed out here, probably throw some more spinach seeds in, do a little bit more pollination, and also plan, because I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna set up the table in front of the greenhouse to do my very own Bertioli inspired tablescape. I'm gonna do it when I get back from my trip, because I think I'll get a lot of inspiration in France as well. So I'm very excited about that. but it is all just looking so lovely. I'm having to show you from here because obviously it's so windy you wouldn't hear me otherwise. Well, I just pulled up one of my first Daylesford carrots and they're doing pretty well. Could have some little mini carrots if I wanted to, but obviously I'm going to let them do their thing a little bit longer. This was the only thing that I was sort of good at doing succession planting. However, those carrots are going to suffer because this is leaning over to one side like that, so it needs some help. I'm just also giving a feed to my pumpkins as well because they aren't on the irrigation here, so they need a little helping hand. Good morning everyone. I am hoping that Ali is in the shower. We had a rather late night last night. It was the Red Hot Chili Peppers gig that we've had tickets for a while, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful evening. It's something that I wanted to do a lot more of, is go and see bands that I probably grew up listening to and enjoying, and because there's a couple of them that I did not sadly get the chance to see before they were no longer with us, and the regret is exceptionally real in those respects. So I didn't want Red Hot Chili Peppers to be one of them. I grew up listening to them because my dad became a very, very big fan. Read Anthony Kiedis? Anthony Kiedis. I read his autobiography many years ago and loved it. I went through a real stage of reading famous people's autobiographies, especially like famous musicians. And so I feel like when you do that, you kind of have a very special, I don't know, you feel very like fondly towards them, I think. But it was just lovely. And one of the other things is that I didn't want to I always felt a bit silly going to things like that because obviously I'm not exactly rock and roll. Mr. Millen Gordon enjoyed himself a lot. He was having great fun. And this morning we are off to my grandma's. I've just been catching up on some YouTube videos. I just watched a tour of Arthur Parkinson's little cottage garden, which is absolutely beautiful, and his little bookshelf in his living room as well, because he was showing a little bit of his house. It's very inspiring because I've been really struggling with where to store all of my books. So I think maybe I'm going to have a bit of a play around somewhere. But then I was watching Nicholas Fairford. I absolutely love he's pretty much the only like YouTuber that I watch nowadays. I just don't watch anyone else because I just find him so calming, but also very inspiring. I'll link his channel in the description box down below. He actually sent me a parcel recently as well. I need to show you the bits from his brand because he's got an incredibly beautiful brand that he does, because I feel like his thing is very much like afternoon tea. And so he's designed a beautiful candle called Botanica, and also his own collection of loose leaf teas, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm definitely going to have to try. So yes, I need to show you those. But today is a very, very lovely day. I am heading to Oxfordshire because it is my grandmother's birthday. I'm trying to think how long it's been probably since any of you would have heard of my grandma. It's very difficult during COVID because she took COVID very seriously, as I know so many. I mean, when I say seriously, everybody took it seriously when we were in lockdown, but it's taken her a long time to want to sort of reintegrate. I think there were some people that kind of took the approach of, well, I'd rather have seen my family, and if I go, I go. And then there were other people that were like, this is not how I want to go. I want to, you know, I want control over that. So I respected, like, it's kind of like the differences between both of my families. Like one side of my family was like, my nonna just didn't understand not hugging. Whereas my other side, obviously my grandma, was a very, very different approach. So she did come to a few of my garden parties, which obviously was lovely. And then today we are celebrating her birthday at her house. There's going to be a lot of us, and she has insisted on cooking for everyone. She is a machine. Like OG followers will know that she is a woman to be reckoned with. I think that I get a lot of the qualities of my personality, like the ability to be soft, kind, and thoughtful, whilst also being a very strong, I think, quite powerful woman. I think being able to get that sort of balance is really important, because I'm not someone, like, I've always been very independent, and I definitely get that from her. But just because you want to be independent, in fact, a lot of the life lessons that I've learned over the years, I'm very grateful for the way that she taught me those things, because I see a lot of people nowadays that believe that they have to be quite ruthless and cutthroat in an industry or in a business or in whatever job they do. I always hear about things like that where people are trying to, you know, whatever, screw people over. And that's never ever been anything I've ever felt. And I've always felt that you can be kind, considerate, calm, but also be someone that maybe isn't quite so susceptible to being messed with, and still be a powerful and assertive person. And so anyway, she taught me a lot of those things. She was an incredible businesswoman and helped my grandpa a lot with his business back in the heyday, basically. And I believe she still runs a business now, well into her 80s. So she is a force. And so we were supposed to go out for lunch today, and I don't think anything got booked in time. And so I was like, why don't we go to Grandma's house so that she doesn't have to travel and we can all cook something, and then she doesn't have to slave away. And she said, absolutely not. That is not what will happen. She will cook for all of us. So we're going down, there's going to be 12 of us. I'm going to see my niece and my nephews, and Porty and Barkley have been invited as well. Obviously, Lumi isn't coming because Lumi would bolt. So it's going to be a very, very lovely day driving over to Oxford. And also, you might remember that this is the place where I lived before I moved in with Ali. I lived there for about a year to 2 years. I basically lived with my grandma. It's just the two of us, and it was probably my favourite, other than obviously like the life that I've lived since then, but I really, really enjoyed our time together. And I feel like we like bonded and had such a lovely, I don't know, time alone. Not people don't often get that amount of sort of alone time with their grandparents. It's very much focused on like parents and etc, etc. But anyway, it was a really lovely time, and I look back on it with just the most wonderful of memories. So I am getting myself ready for the day because it's her birthday, and she is the woman that throughout her life has had it all. I was sort of thinking about what I could take her, so I'm going to put together a hamper of things from my kitchen garden. So at the moment, it will most likely be lettuce and mange too, because that is the thing that is obviously, I might put some lemons in there as well. My lemons are very, very sacred to me, but I definitely think that my grandma deserves some lemons. So I'm going to put together a little basket that I've got, and we're going to take it over with the boys to Oxfordshire. There we go. Considering we went to bed at 2 AM and it took us 3 hours to get home, I think I've made the best of a bad situation. So I'm going to choose my dress. In fact, I know what dress I'm going to wear today. Get dressed, put on my new perfume, and head over to my grandma's. I'm so excited. I have not been to her house in a very, very long time. Oh, I'm so upset. This was the dress that I was going to wear today for my grandma's birthday because it is so beautiful. It's got the perfect kind of mix of, I think it's magnolia leaves and magnolia flowers, sorry, on this pink background. This is the collaboration with Jess Diner and Serafina London. I ordered this on pre-order, but I haven't had a chance to wear it yet. And I've put it on, and I actually think I wouldn't be able to safely drive in it. I did think the sleeves looked quite short when it arrived, and I wouldn't even be able to do the buttons up because it's very, very small across the shoulders. Perhaps I need a size up. I'm going to message them and see if the sleeves are longer on the other sizes, because if I go like that, that's about as far as I can lift my arm. You can see it pulling on the back there. What a shame, because this dress is so beautiful. I saw Jess the other day when we were at Time, and it reminded me that I hadn't actually worn this dress. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity. Sadly, I don't think it would be, well, I don't think I would be comfortable. I don't think the dress would last the day. I think it'd probably rip. Oh no, maybe I need a size up, so I'll message them just to find out. If in doubt, I always go for this dress. This is my ERDEM fern print linen dress, and I have to be honest, this is probably, out of all of my dresses, my most favourite dress, because I managed to snap up this entire ERDEM collection about 2 years ago now, and it is safe to say that they are my most worn pieces in my wardrobe. and I also feel like they're incredibly unique. There was like next to none of this print made, and so whenever I wear it, I always know it's going to be highly unlikely that I'm going to see anybody else wearing the same pieces as me. And I've always just adored the way that the detailing and the patterns were incorporated into this design. I love the border detail. I love how intricate it is. I love the shade of green that they've used. I always put on a bow belt because I think it looks lovely. This is the basket that I'm going to use. It's a very, very cute little size. I'm going to attach one of my little tags with a ribbon. Also got a beautiful lavender card, which I bought from Woburn Market. Somebody thinks she's coming with us. You can't come, my love. You hate the car. The moment I start this engine, you are not going to be happy about it, my gorgeous girl. Good girl. Good girl. A little bit of a funny dismount there. Right, I'm just about to do the sat nav, but one thing I have noticed that either Porter or Barclay has started doing is one of them takes a poo right by the door of our cars, because it's either like in protest that we're going somewhere, or he's hoping that when we get out we're gonna stand in it. Naughty little puppies. Sausage boy numero un. Oh, somebody's not happy Porty's going. I don't know if you can hear him crying. Safe to say we know where I got my love of still life, because that is incredibly beautiful. This is her little lady shed, a little bit of ivy. Those are like, you find these basically everywhere in Capri, and so she's got those on display in here. All of these things will have been reupholstered by her. She's got little books. You can hear my nephew. And then she's got her guide to birds up here. Nice little hot water bottle. Honestly, this is just the dream. She is just the chicest of all of the chic. These two little boys are out for the count after playing with my nephews and niece all afternoon. They did not stop once. I really thought that they would eventually settle, but they didn't. So the journey home has meant snooze time. This little lady is always here to greet us when we get home. You having a little rub-a-dub-dub, my love? Little rub-a-dub-dub. Oh. It was a lovely, lovely afternoon at my grandma's, and just getting time to spend in her garden and her home. She has genuinely like the most magical home. Her style is so funny. It's like, I feel like there are so many interior designers now that like have the same style that my grandma has had for 100 years. Not that she's 100, but it's like the style that she's always had and that I've grown up with. But I'm probably only just realizing it now. But just all of her things, they're like so old, but they just look so current and beautiful. I just love the fabrics she uses as well. But yes, the boys had a lot of fun with my nephews and my niece, and they are out for the count now. They snoozed all the way home and they have not got up since. Ali's doing the washing, and I've also been doing a little bit of shopping, and I've made my first ever purchase from a brand, and it was in the sale, and it's a brand that I've loved for ages. It's a brand called Giambattista Valli. It's like a co-ord, but I bought it from 2 different shops because one of the shops was sold out, so I had to buy one from New York and one from Germany, and I think that the one from New York is going to arrive before the one from Germany. So yes, a little bit of shopping all around, but I was kind of hoping that the co-ord would arrive in time for my trip, but we shall see. I've also just ordered a Reformation dress, which I ordered from Selfridges, and Selfridges do Sunday next day delivery. So good if you're like me and you're like last minute shopping for something. So I managed to get a really lovely green floral dress from Selfridges, and Ali's just been shopping with a brand called, what's the brand that you were shopping from? Orlean. That sounds about right. I don't know, but it's a brand that's very sort of similar in vibes to Loro Piana, just very like simple classics. So he's just done an order from there as well, and we are about to go to bed after a lovely weekend. And one thing I've realised about myself is that I've realised that vlogging at the weekends is so hard. I find it so hard. Like during the week it's not so hard, but at the weekends it's almost like I get to Friday and my brain just switches off, and I don't pick up my camera in the same way. I don't vlog as much as I would during like a normal day. Usually I vlog like non-stop, but apparently I don't on the weekends. And so whereas I usually get a vlog from 2 days of vlogging, it goes over the weekend and I've like vlogged nothing. It's so bad. It really throws my sort of rhythm, but at the same time I love vlogging, but at the weekends I also just love switching off a little bit. So yeah, I don't really know. But anyway, I'm just rambling with you at the moment. I've got PT in the morning, so I'm going to leave this vlog here. There will be all of the Amazon products that I love and have used and have bought recently in the description box down below. You should also be able to get my summer decor like kits that Gemma is selling this season, which Mr. Millen Gordon came home and said that he thinks that this is the best install that we've ever done. This is the kind of install that we could just leave and this would look wonderful for like the whole season, like the whole year basically, because it's just really lovely things like trees and topiaries and stuff like that. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to pick up my camera straight away, hopefully, and start vlogging. But anyway, fresh set of pajamas on this evening. I've just oiled my hair because I'm going to wash it in the morning, so I'll probably put some more oil on before I go to bed as well. Just lovely thick layer of oil ready for a fresh shampoo in the morning. So I shall see you guys in the next vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.